off, blood.
We are gathered
talking about
here
your hands
today.
and that and we.
What are we?
So guys, whilst you drew attention to my hands to Moses, it's a real thing, you know. Like people don't.
Your hands are big though, but
people don't realize my hands are big.
My hands are big in yours, so regardless, okay.
Just about.
No,
And how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
You're 6'2", and my hands are almost
Mine
level.
No,
with
it's not
yours.
almost. It wasn't almost. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Because you pushed your hand up. Don't try it. It was.
No, I was aligning it.
It
I was
wasn't.
aligning it.
My hands big in yours.
Me and you, we got issues.
My
hands are bigger than yours.
Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Don't watch that.
He's that guy that wears the Air Force One
I'm
trying to
Aaron
gain
Lennon.
2 inches of height.
Whoa. Oh my days. So
I'm 5'9", bro.
5'9".
Yeah.
With the
With
Air Force.
or without?
Without
Swear.
5'10" with these. 5'11".
Like
Yeah.
them balls.
6'2",
Oh
bro.
yeah. I'm short, innit? My dad was short. My mum's short.
Yeah,
Is
let's
what
blame
it is.
the family.
I'm
You
blaming
know, yeah,
parents.
like-
Yeah. What else can you do? I didn't ask to be short.
6'2", bro.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
God
Once.
humbled you.
Huh?
God humbled you.
God
he
humbled
gave you
me.
the eyes.
Yeah.
He's like, do you know what? That's all you get. He's like, that's it. That's all you need in life. That's
Yeah.
enough to find your wife.
Yeah, I got cursed with eyelashes, bro. Long eyelashes.
Sorry. Are you complaining or bragging?
I'm
for
complaining. I'm complaining.
Oh my god, my eyelashes are so long.
No,
oh
because
my
they
god,
just
was
fall
making
out,
they're
bro.
making
I'm
their
sitting
face.
there and they get stuck in my eye, bro. I'm like that. It's long. That's
Why
long.
don't you brush them?
Brush my eyelashes. Are you
It's
alright?
called maintenance, fam. Why are you brushing your beard for?
That's true still. That's true.
I brush my beard.
Because
So do I brush
your
yours.
your hair
I
falls
brush
out.
my comb
I mean, keep getting them stuck in your eye, my G. That's fine.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
brush-
do so.
You don't
This
you
one.
don't use it girl's
This one,
finger.
what are you
That's-
doing
That's
this
what, isn't it? You don't use it girl's finger.
You waiting for it to roll around?
This one where you're going.
I can relate to that.
Just
I
ask it.
have long eyelashes for a woman. People always assume they're fake, and I'm like, no.
Real ones?
Yeah.
Say no more. Ooh, say no more.
Yeah.
Say no
So
more.
small.
So your husband's got to be 6 foot.
6 foot plus.
No,
Big-
okay,
big
so
hands.
guys,
Do you
I
prefer-
really.
what profession?
so I
Football or
have-
basketball?
Ooh.
Mad. You see what I'm saying? Oh.
Get big footballers, you know.
You know the ones there.
I mean, either or will suffice.
But you want a basketball player.
I mean, basketball players just tend to be taller, but
And they-
I've seen a couple
then you
that,
wanna
and they got big
brother
hands.
big
What
hands.
about Paul Pogba?
So what? Who?
Do
What?
you
Who?
know Pogba, the footballer, plays for United?
No.
No, you don't know
No,
Pogba.
no. I don't
Is
think
he
you're
nice?
I don't think you're that popular.
Wait, how do you spell his surname?
Paul Pogba. Pogba.
I should know who this
Yeah,
person
she.
is.
I don't think
You
she'll like him. though.
know who this is.
I don't think she'll like him. though.
He will.
Nah, she won't.
He's on his ting as well.
Yeah,
He's on
but
his
I don't
religious
think-
ting.
Yeah, I know, I heard that, but I
He's
don't-
Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you'll like. See,
What?
no, wait.
He's alright.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's
Okay.
nice. I'm sure he looks better than he photos.
Wow.
No, he's a good looking guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Do you want to tag him in this conversation?
I know. There's no do that. There's no do that.
No, don't see. You'll never see this.
Never.
It's big 25 million followers.
Yeah. What? He might be like, who's tagged me? I wasn't expecting this tag, and he goes, oh, she's looking for a
But
husband.
he is married though.
He's married.
Guys, why are you showing me?
Oh
married
yeah,
men?
I didn't say that.
Ah.
Him. I didn't say that.
I'm not here
But
to
he
break up
is
harmonies.
married though. He is married.
Anyway, so yeah, so I don't mind their profession as long as it's halal, as long as they're doing certified jobs and not some
What's a certified job? though?
man's part-time street, the street store.
Is a certified
I
job?
tried
just
to
a-
divorce it, but it's still here.
Is a certified job any legit job? Just
Basically,
to confirm.
yeah, as long as there's a blessing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you-
Any job.
Any job. See
know what?
this
I
here.
know what
yeah?
these guys are gonna do.
No,
So
no.
would you marry a dustbin man?
If man
Any-
worked
any-
hard,
any job,
if
any
man worked
job.
hard
If he's earning to my level or higher, then yeah, that's fine.
What do you mean to your level?
to your level, what are you earning,
What do
bro?
what do you mean to your level?
I mean, I'm definitely not earning like under 20 grand.
Okay,
under
but
30 grand.
So you have to be earning your level.
So going up.
But can't you just be earning money
Under
for the sake of
50?
going up?
We're not there yet.
So can't
Nearly
you
there.
Soon
Close, see?
Soon come.
Soon
I'm
comes.
a
So there we
single
go.
mum. I
So
thrive hard.
40
to
to 50
provide.
grand. Yeah, fair enough. 40 to 50 grand. Alright.
Ideally, I needed to be sitting on 70. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
And he's a grown ass age.
60, 70.
He needs to be in 70.
Positive.
70 grand.
Okay, fine. I'll say 50 to 70. That's
Would you
fine.
like a Forex trader?
No. Hold on.
Would I get one?
Yeah, Forex.
I don't mind as long
You know the
as
Forex man that put on the Instagram.
Would
invite
you
to trade.
would you
To
date?
invite you to a million pyramid schemes and yeah, I don't know.
So
We'll
would you
see.
date a man who's working at McDonald's? Manager.
Yeah, if you enjoy your job. Listen,
he-
imagine the amount of McFlurries I'll be getting.
Yeah, but
Are
he's
you
not.
mad?
But he's not on the.
He's not on.
But he's not on.
Managers. What do managers get paid?
They're
in
Well,
not.
he might be there for long enough that they've given him some next package.
So you don't mind where he works, then, as long as he's getting a good income, decent income.
I think to me, as long as my guy's ambitious,
Yeah.
he's driven, motivated.
Yeah.
To me, what your passion is your passion.
Okay.
As long as your passion ain't shaking your tail feather to women or to mandem, then we're good, innit? Like, as in, like, have your morals in line with your passion. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
What-
I can't judge you based on what your passion is.
What if you're? Yeah, I hear that. This is an interesting one though. Whilst we're quizzing Hebs, like obviously we do podcasting, yeah.
Who,
But
me?
no, we all do podcasting.
I swear.
Oh, yeah.
Will it?
You see this one? You see this one's on
I
joke
was
today, you know?
smoke today.
Listen, we all do podcasting, innit? However, I feel like there's a community that is very different to what we do in influencers. It's very different. Podcasting, influencing. You
I had
being
someone call me an influencer the other day.
no,
I'm
you're
like,
not.
I'm
You're
like,
not.
where?
That's rude. That's rude.
No, but then influencing in a good way.
Yeah.
You got a stereotype. When you think of influencer, you think of one stereotype. And that's what I used to think of.
Yeah.
I
But
do.
As long
I
as you're
wouldn't lie.
influencing
I do, I
someone,
can't lie.
so you can be an influencer of male mental health.
Yeah.
You can be an advocate of that. So therefore, you're influencing
No, but do you know?
people in a certain way.
Mm.
What you speak has an influence,
Alright,
has an effect.
can I give you
You're
an example of
influencer.
an Instagram influencer I'm talking about?
I know Molly May or Kim K.
But Molly May's a. Kim K's not an influencer.
Technically, she
She's
is.
a porn star, bruv.
Okay, well that's one of her startup careers.
Yeah, Molly May. Molly May's an influencer.
No, just fixing the mic.
No, but so is Kim. I'll tell you why Kim's an influencer. She's not a great example of an influencer. Please don't get twisted. I'm not supporting her cause. Anything she releases, people jump on.
100.
Anything she says,
Yeah.
people jump on. You have millions and millions of young girls that will go, "Oh my god, Kim's so amazing!" Oh, I hit the mic. Kim's so amazing.
But it's true though. It's true. When
Have you ever grown up like? Sorry, go on.
Obsessing over anyone.
When Kim did the
Yeah.
K-Roll thing. Remember that?
Brethren.
What?
K-Roll's been going on for years. When Kim did it, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, I got the Kim K look." What?
Yeah. A lot of people got upset
K-Roll,
for that.
bro.
It's cultural
Man,
appropriation.
Kim has been going for how many years, bro?
Yeah,
Don't
Mm.
do that. Don't do that. And everyone's like, "I've got Kim K look." That's not Kim
Have
K.
I?
look,
Have
bro.
I? Is the question you asked me. Have I ever
Yeah, have
been?
you ever done that?
Nah.
No.
I've
It's
never-
interesting to see.
I've never ever followed fashion. I've never ever
You're set trend.
like- Pardon?
Trendsetter.
No, do you know what? I just wear what I like. Like my
Love that.
jewelry is very
Love that.
consistent to what I like.
Mm.
I don't follow what's popping. Do you know what I
Love
mean? People go, "Oh yeah, you're this or that," and I'm like, "Nah, I don't."
I
really
think you
care
should just
too
whatever
much.
you're comfortable wearing.
Where?
Wear.
Straight.
That's exactly what I do. So I don't know what's trending. I notice like, oh yeah, everyone's got the long braids now. Everyone's got this now.
Like,
Everyone's
for
got
me-
that now. I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
like
100.
that.
For me personally, the flares and all that, it's not for me. But I'm not gonna judge someone who wears, like the, you probably see them watch
Parachute.
fashion shows and stuff.
The parachute
yeah.
jeans.
But for someone else, that might be their thing. I'm not gonna judge them for it. It's just not what I would wear, and I
Boot
can
cut
say
jeans,
So
I
I was
don't.
about to say, I don't care what cycles or fashion trends are recycling. Man, them boot cut is a hell no. I don't care if you have Timberlands. I don't
What-
care how
What's their
beautiful
6'9"
you are.
big
I don't care
boot
how
cut?
beautiful. I will look down and be like, there, and then
That's a
So you're trying to tell me, yo man, your ideal man, he's 6'7", big
Yeah,
hands,
big
Muslim,
hands.
everything, beard's all glistering, yeah, and you got boot cut jeans and Timbs. You saying no?
no.
I'll just say, Baba, I got some better jeans for you, bro.
Alright, say no more.
So
I'll
you're
just,
gonna change-
I see that.
I'm
So you're
not
so
changing-
you're changing
I'll-
his style
I'll
then, basically.
influence
You're
his
changing his style then.
I will
But he's comfortable.
influence.
Alright, watch this. Because he's got them. You get me? You can't only wear boot cut jeans.
Big legs.
Yeah,
Because he's got the what?
The
big legs. So you can't wear
Get a
that.
size bigger.
No, because boot cut jeans is perfect for him. Like,
Okay, cool. But I don't know what LL Cool J movie you're still in, but
wow.
we've moved on, boo. We've moved on.
No, alright, fair enough. If, I mean, cool.
Nah,
fair enough.
look, ankle swingers can run if they're intentionally ankle swingers. Like, do you know when guys have like rolled up whatever, and they can pull it
Yeah.
off of certain, like with the socks up and certain kicks.
Alright, cool.
But
fair
when
enough.
you're ankle swinging by accident, we have a problem, bro. Like, why is it slightly hovering off your shoes? Why are they not quite sitting on the shoes?
Got points though.
Does that make sense? You're good, so you're blessed.
What? See,
I'm watching. Nah, you're cool, but you're also very tall. So
my jeans don't swing, so.
Can you stand up? No, I'm joking.
Shut up.
You're good, you're good. I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know.
But it's mad you say that though. Like I feel like back in the day when I see people with jeans, like smart trousers, and I'm thinking, why is it swinging, bro? But I wear that now, but in a certain fashion.
That's what I'm saying.
Back
But
in the
it's
day, you wouldn't
intentional.
Only thing I can wear loose is the tracksuits.
I can't wear tracksuits. They don't fit me.
Huh?
No
Serious?
tracksuits fit me. They don't. I can't pull them off.
What, you've got no tracksuits in the world that will fit
Listen,
you.
They don't fit me. Everything I've tried, I return.
So you don't wear
long.
tracksuits.
No, I wear hoodies.
You don't wear men tracksuits then? Men tracksuits.
I've gone to XLs and it's just long as depressing at this point.
Okay. I mean, okay. When you, yeah, okay. So no,
Go on.
nah.
I feel like we need subtitles for his brain.
Nah. It's mad. So, nah. Go on. Go on.
No, it's long. I can't. That's why I wear
Cargos and stuff.
Nah, this is the first time you've seen me in these.
No, it's
And
not.
even then, they don't fit me.
You've
properly.
worn those before.
Where?
We're gonna go. I swear I've seen you in these before.
What, face to face?
I've not seen.
face to face.
Never.
I've not seen that. That's the first time I've seen that.
Okay,
That's
fair.
why, that's why I said cargos.
This is part of the pressures of a woman. Like, I need to make sure that I'm not pulling up in the same outfit over and over again. So I had to pull these up, but then they're very big on my waist. Being a woman's long still. Like it's very, very long.
Worse? Is it worse? Yeah. Is it worse nowadays for a man than a woman?
What for?
No.
Clothing wise,
Clothing
I think you have to section it.
Yeah, because if man are 6 foot plus, bruv, jeans is long for them.
Is it easier to be a man or woman?
What for?
When it comes to
Fashion, we can go on to other stuff.
But fashion wise, I think it's easier for a man. I think a man.
Depends.
I think you men can just.
We have to pay more money than you.
It depends. It depends.
No, you can pull off a Zara and a Boohoo.
No.
A
You
lot of
can
men
go
a lot of guys
and get an
have
outfit
made it.
of Pretty Little Thing for £9-10, or
You can
buy
go to Boohoo and get a pretty.
Man, can do the same
or
thing.
get a
They
Boohoo
can,
outfit.
but it's just a jeans. Certain if you're 6 plus whatever, jeans are hard to.
You're just trying to brag right now. Relax, innit?
No, I'm not
Let
bragging.
him
I'm
have his
saying
moment.
no.
You're mocking it.
She's
You're
on
mocking it.
fire.
Son
She's
of
on fire. She's on fire.
Wow.
No. But I get what you mean though.
I
But
don't.
women do have problems. It depends
So
as well.
I think for you're complaining about height, right? So your issue is trying to find the appropriate jeans, but once you find them, you're blessed.
Calm.
Whereas for women, let's just say we're going to an event, we've got we have to have a brand new outfit every single time. If
But
it
why?
hits the gram, it cannot be recycled.
Why?
It's long.
Why?
Because you can't be
But
the
who's gonna
person
care?
wearing the same
Who's gonna
outfit
care?
again and again.
Who's gonna care?
No, not
women dress for women,
not
men
again
dress
and
for
again,
men.
but
That's
it
just
just
how it
depends
is.
how they
Fashion
wear
No,
it.
but I hear what you're saying. But see, if you post a photo up, say you wear an outfit one day and wear an outfit another, say like in 2-3 weeks, and but you've posted X amount of photos since, but you know you've worn this outfit, say like a month ago. Who cares that you're
So
wearing
I'm
it
talking
again?
about big outfits. I'm talking about like going to an engagement, birthday outfits. If it's day-to-day stuff, it's fine. But like even like now as podcasting, you don't want to be pulling up. You guys can wear the same jeans and different tops, and you're good in anywhere. Whether it's a wedding, whether it's a birthday event, you're like, do you know what? I got 3 jeans I can rotate between. I got different kicks or whatever. But as women, you got to have different everything. It's just a long, and then girls have to get their hair done, get their nails done. I mean, I don't do anything. I'm pretty natural in that sense. No, I'm just.
Will it? Go on.
No, but as in, I'm basic. Like my nails are
I
basic.
hear that.
I'm just a basic bitch. But it's a lot of maintenance for a woman. Whereas man, as long as you have a fresh trim, and you got a suit on, it can be a suit from last year. No one cares.
She got points though. She got points.
Whereas for us, it's like, oh, didn't you wear that at so-and-so's engagement? It's like, yeah, but the divorce now, what? It's long.
And
about
a man's trim, bro.
Listen, you guys can go from like
She
a 4.5 to a solid 8 quick.
So what are you saying? In
Straight.
lockdown, you saw real truths of people.
Oh yeah. But I
My
started appreciating.
hair in lockdown looked nuts.
like a
Can I
waste,
tell you a
man,
lot of story? I've never disclosed this on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. During lockdown, I was one of them guys that was YouTubing how to give myself a fade. Yeah,
I gave my son a fade.
I hear that, but mine probably went left. Yours didn't. So I couldn't do the back of my head, so I had to get my girlfriend to do the back. Bruv, I've heard the clipper go.
Yeah, you know.
And you know,
You
afterwards,
can't
I
leave it
was
us. You
just
can't
like,
leave it us,
I
bro.
had to shave everything off.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
Bro,
man,
on my life.
Start again.
On my
Start again,
life
bro.
for 3 weeks. I'm in my house, not going anywhere.
A
But
bandana.
we was doing a podcast thing. There was a hat on my head for 3
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah, straight.
I don't blame you, bro. That head must have been hot. guys.
I remember when lockdown first started and people still had fresh trims. I'm like, swear down, where from, huh?
Yeah,
Where from?
I know. It makes
Like,
you
no,
think,
no, I
how-
told
where you
myself.
get trim from?
It's like,
Nah,
why
you're
are you
lying,
lying
bruv.
for?
That looked too sharp. That looked HD,
And that's when
bruv.
men started cheating on barbers too.
Yep.
They started getting people to do their haircuts
Yeah,
for
because
them.
it
Any man.
had to be done. It was that bad. I even plait my hair.
Your hair grew that much?
I remember that.
Damn.
I remember
my hair,
that.
bro.
Yeah, it's actually some of it's on YouTube because we done lockdown
Yeah, I had to
videos.
plait my
We-
hair.
we-
It was
told
long.
you.
It was long. I was like, yeah, I'm not cutting it.
We
There's
done
no way.
lockdown thing.
I like a waste,
Like we went. As I say to you, we went on during lockdown like an American podcast, and they couldn't like believe like they would expect. I think like really nice girl who runs it, but they were. I think the accents were mad for them. Like, and I think the feedback from the episode was like loads of Americans from Utah in America.
man. Yeah, it is.
There's only two things I know about Utah, and you might not understand this reference, but viewers will. I know that Triple H is from Utah, and that's one reference. That's it. I know Triple H is from Utah. That's it. Triple H is a wrestler
and
from
they
WWF,
they don't understand your accent.
and they don't understand our accent.
Yeah.
No, they were saying the words we were using, the slang, because we tried to talk as clear as possible.
But were they not like, oh my god, this is so cool? Like, I want to know what
I
Top
just
Boy
expect
is
they
all
were doing
about.
a cup of tea, like drinking tea, and I don't even drink tea, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? No, but they were. But I was saying to you, like, when you talk to Americans, they have this conception of English people or anyone born in England.
So my friend keeps going, oh, you're gonna have crumpets with your tea, and I'm just like, no, fam.
Bruv.
Have you met the Queen?
Have you ever? Can I just say something now? For anyone who's American watch it, and your friend, yeah, who's might watch this, might not. No one eats crumpets and tea together,
Fam,
bro.
I don't have I've never tried crumpets.
I've eaten crumpets, but I'm not sitting there and having a hot drink with it. That's wild.
Well, I mean, I don't know. When do you have crumpets, and what is?
Very random. Like
what
if
is
they,
with?
like, I've had them once. You know when they're just in your house and there's nothing else.
But why was it purchased in the first place? For what purpose?
I've got no idea, and
Okay.
I don't know to this day. But I was hungry, and I seen it in the
Yeah,
kitchen,
he's eating it
and I
straight.
put it in the toaster,
Yeah, straight.
and I put some butter on it, and
then
I ate it,
you're nice,
and that was
good to
it.
go, you
And
get
that
me?
filled me up. But yeah, I don't eat
Crumpets and
crumpets.
tea,
So,
you
regularly.
know
so
that.
people are convinced we're having scones and afternoon tea every
Nah.
day. I'm like, are you sure?
I
Have you
tried
been
a
to Clapham
scone.
and Brixton and Leighton?
I went to one of these like these like bougie cafes like in
Where's it?
Hampstead Heath and all
Yeah,
that,
we have afternoon
and
tea.
scones
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
no, it
You see
wasn't
on
for
the-
me.
you see
It's
on
too
the
much
thing, it's like all
bread
this, like-
and
it's like- you
nah,
think, rah.
What's this?
too much bread.
the squash together.
Yeah, it's just squash with raisins in it.
No,
and
I'm
obviously
not gonna
I have
lie.
to be careful
I don't
what
know
I eat.
what burger you. I mean, I don't know what sandwiches you ate.
Scones. Scones
Oh,
have
the scones.
raisins
I thought you
in
meant
it, yeah.
as in the sandwiches.
No, I have to be careful
raisins.
with these things because I'm allergic to nuts.
Oh,
So
that's-
you ever
that's
seen Will
unfortunate.
Smith hitch?
Yeah, that you.
That's me, bro. When that goes up.
Wait, I'm trying to find that.
No,
somewhere.
no. It's
I
cool.
know,
I'm good.
man.
I like, come. Let me check your hand out again. I'm so mean.
See what I'm saying? You're on smoke today. You know that.
No, that's cool.
But
it's
it is a good question though.
cool. Go
See,
on.
like women and men, who is I would say who's in a better position nowadays. I don't think it's one-sided. You know?
I think we all have our strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
but it just depends whether you're referring to what some women are deeming as femininity these days or feminism
Are
these
you,
days.
are you
I'm not about the pussy power.
feminism thing?
You know about that?
I believe in feminism, but not what it represents today. No.
Sorry, go on. Elaborate on that because that's
So
throwing me off.
I don't like the concept the way women sort of feel like exploiting themselves physically or like
Yeah.
taking ownership over their body counts and all this, like just bragging about it, becoming mandem. That will make them women, that make them stronger women, make them more empowered.
Podcast and that as well. actually.
I don't like that. I like the fact that women are women and we're
And it's a
meant to be
mystery.
feminine and low key, and we can be very motivated and very empowered and very intellectual and smart and street smart, whatever it is that you want to be. But you don't have to look like a video vixen to make yourself
I hear that.
heard.
I hear that.
Do you know what I
That's
mean?
true, that's
And I don't know. Like, kudos to anyone that does it and they feel genuinely empowered. But like I said the other day, I can't remember which podcast I was on. I was like, I feel like we used to complain to the narrative that men used to sexualize women in hip hop videos, and you know the video vixens are all booty. There's a lot of pressure on women.
There's still
to
video
look,
vixens now.
yeah, but what
not
I mean
bad
is
though,
back
not bad.
then,
Ish. Mm.
there was like a case where women are like, oh, we feel pressure to look a certain way, we feel pressure to do whatever, and now there's a few female rappers who are like, do you know what, I'm going to dress like a video vixen, and I'm going to own it, and I'm going to empower myself, and I'm going to look like those women. Like when men are bragging about hoes and whatever, like now they're falling into that category,
Do you know,
but they're flipping the script and they're changing the narrative about it. To them, that's empowerment. To me, I'm just like, sis, you can do better.
I think as well, like within like society, certain things. So this whole thing, like rap's a main pure example of it. UK rap, like people will say, like at the moment, it's more of a man's industry, if you want to call it, than a women's.
It's
but then
male dominant.
Male dominant. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But then like there are some really, really good female rappers.
There are, of course.
But there are also, and this is the same as men, there is terrible male rappers. There's terrible female rappers. But I feel like if you call a female rapper terrible,
you're being harsh and heavy. But I think because the ratio of women versus men is very small. But what I will say, back to my point about the whole pussy power vibe. No, it's calm. Have you noticed all the female rappers have sexualized themselves? And they talk about pussy, and they talk about this, and they talk about like they feel the need to empower themselves by using their body and their sexuality and also their sexual desires as a way to sort of sell themselves, to brand themselves, because they know sex sells, and that's what men have been pushing in the rap game for a minute. So they're now playing on it, and in their head it's like, well, I'm now earning the money out of it, but then it's just like,
but your music's shit.
Nah, some of the musics are good.
You got
some.
Yeah, no, yeah, true. But then you got some women who don't even do that.
Lady Leisha.
She don't do that.
She's a sick lyricist, but she's never done that.
She don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No, that's true. But I'm sure I mean, I don't know. I've not really listened to all her stuff, but I'm sure at some point she's made some underhanded comments.
Maybe
about,
when she was
but that's
younger.
normal.
Yeah,
You're allowed to do
yeah.
that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's calm. Like you got to be able to flip between the two. But who was I gonna say? A great example was it Nicki Minaj who said, "Oh, I'm no longer gonna be rapping about certain stuff." Or Cardi, one of them.
Who do you remember? Do you remember the flipping UK everyone OG Nikki, bruv?
Who's that?
Do you remember UK? She was a UK rapper from Birmingham, and she used to talk about this is years and years ago.
What's her name?
She used to
OG
talk
Nikki.
about OG Nikki's old school.
No,
OG
I don't
Nikki.
know her, to be
She used to
fair.
talk about getting like back blown out by Birdman and.
There we go.
But this wasn't recent.
Are we meant to go? Hey.
This was like 10, 15 years ago. But then I seen recently on Instagram she's gone through something mad with mad with like abuse, like and to do with her partner or ex-partner, and like she don't rap anymore. She's got kids and stuff, but she's still on the social.
That's what I don't like. So a lot of, not her personally, but like a lot of rappers now that they're having families, are like, oh no, I can't be rapping about this no more. I can't be doing this no more. And it's just like, but you're very mindful that this has always been an issue, because you've had loads of parents complain about your lyrics. You've had people probably petition against you. You've had your whole entire team go, so we've had this many complaints or this many whatever, but you've gone, I don't care, I'm monetizing on this. Now that you've got a family, like hold up, which is why as a podcaster, anything I do that's recorded, I'm mindful to how I articulate myself, how I hold myself, and what I choose to talk about, because my child can Google me at any point in the future and be like, okay, so my mum sat here talking about okay, and then his friends find out. I'd be like, that's your mum, okay, so she likes her, okay. Not me, not today.
Yeah, but that's the thing as well. Like, I don't understand. Like you say, there's these some of these female rappers who are worried about what they're doing once their children are born. Like you say, bro, what difference does it make if you talk about it now? If you
can't
talking about
erase
it before,
the history.
The YouTube is there.
But I think in their head it's like, oh my god, I finally know what it means to be a mother. No, because you've had your mum tell you about yourself when you first started doing what you were doing, but your mum probably just started complaining less because she just accepted this is who you are.
It is, having kids doesn't make, like, having a child
doesn't make you conscious,
doesn't make you a good parent. What you do once a child's born,
it humbles them though.
No. Yeah, but hear what I'm saying. You have a child. You know, you're a mum. Yeah, you have a child. Automatically, that's not going to make you a good parent. It's what you teach them. It's what you do with them.
So there are a lot of parents that I've seen, whether it's like a dramatic documentary, and I'm like, how the hell were you given the rights to be a parent because of the level of abuse and neglect they've done? But then also there are some parents that coast through parenthood. They don't know how to find a balance between like being a parent is an extremely hard job. It's a beautiful job to have, but it's not just a given that, you know, as soon as you become a parent, there's certain things that are installed in you. No, you're constantly learning and you're put in new situations. I remember the first time my son threw a tantrum in public. I'm like, what the hell do I do now? Like, there's nothing. There's no manual.
What you've been conditioned to, you'd be like, they need a lick, but you can't.
But not just that, but then you got to change the narrative. Like, initially, I thought I was going to give my child licks for days. I don't care. Yeah. But I genuinely have no desire to do so.
No, you have the look.
My son, I swear to God, we were in basketball the other day, and he was sitting there flossing with a boy. Like, he's maybe listening to the coach, and they're just in the back, like, doing certain stupidness. And then he made eye contact with me, and I literally went, and he was like, fixed up immediately, hands down, focus, staring at the coach. And I'm just like, I don't need to be like, oh, licks later.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm watching you, my G. And he's, I'm sorry. Because we've had these conversations on the way home. I'm like, Khalil, you're trying to get better at basketball. How are you going to get better if you're not paying attention? And like, you know, we're spending time and and I start breaking it down to him.
Do you find it hard sometimes, you know, like if your son's misbehaved and he comes up to you on the groveling thing, but he's just hugging you because you don't want to get in trouble. Do you find it hard to
discipline?
Then tell him off?
No, I'll tell you what's harder. When he does something stupid and I find it hilarious. And I can't show it to him. So I remember my ex-husband, like his father, and I, growing up, but like when he was younger, the amount of stuff he'd do wrong, and I look at him and I'm like, oh, because I literally want to laugh. Because he's done something really outlandishly wild, but it's just like, you're such a genius fool. But instead I'm like, Khalil, this is wrong. But but on the flip side, sometimes when they hug you up and they feel some, but I can tell when they're manipulating. Kids are, by the way, do not be fooled. Kids are the biggest manipulators ever. From a very, very young age. I'm talking like 3-4 months old. They are very smart. They know when they cry, they get certain attention. They know when they do this, they get certain attention. So when you're constantly caving in, they're winning, my G. They're winning.
Now?
What?
Do you still find it hard now, though?
What,
caving in sometimes?
Nah, people, my mum would tell me, Hebz, like, give him a break. And I'm like, nah. I don't care how little the situation is. I'll give you an example. Like, if he's done something wrong in public where he maybe pushed a lady or whatever, he didn't mean to, but he pushed a lady, the woman's reacted. I'm like, Khalil, say sorry. The woman's like, oh, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, Khalil, say sorry, and then we can continue. He'll be like, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, you don't have to. I'm like, no, because it's when we let certain things slip.
And even though it's small, but you still got to let them know.
That's what I'm saying. So parenting, there's levels to this.
It's true.
Certain people are like, oh, it's not as deep. Then you have a spoiled kid who has no need to listen to you. Because why are you about to pull your weight now? Why are you about to tell about yourself now?
I've got a story for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Story time.
Yeah, I was in Portugal on holiday. I was in a hotel and there was like all the different families there. There's one French family, so they got a kid who's 9. But this like, you don't even need to there was no conversation because it's just his actions and what. So obviously man's running around the pool. You're gonna laugh at this. So I'm sitting on the edge of the pool, and bruv, he's just, you know, but the edge where like I've got minimal balance.
Oh shoot!
He's just gone. I've got.
So he's pushed you
in the pool.
Yeah, I'm wrapping him up.
Listen. But then I was like, didn't really react to it, kind of thing, until later on. Then he's gone around the pool and there was a kid who must have been about 5 years old with armbands on, 6 actually, armbands on, a little girl. She's very quiet, and he kind of pretended to push her in. He didn't actually do it, but the parents are sitting there just busting up. So I was like, all right, cool. So we're sitting, me and my older brother in the pool, and this was only like 6 years ago. It was not like a thing of when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So we were adults.
I was a whole adult.
We were adults, yeah.
Don't know if you want to throw the statement heavy. You carry on.
Listen,
I pull man up, you know. The whole time I pulled him up.
This is important. No. The way I done it. So we've got a football in the swimming pool, and we're pretending to like throw it to each other. And then my brother's looked, and no one's looking, and he's just gone. It's licked the guy's head like that, and he's crying. Ran off. He didn't come back.
Good.
But you had to learn the lesson, bro.
Good.
You can't.
See, the thing is, I watch kids do stuff and the parents, and I'm like, never in my wildest
you can't
dream,
say nothing, though, innit?
No, can my child ever behave that way? I don't care where I am. I've been in the airport and I've seen a kid drag themselves on the floor and the parents ignoring them. I'm like, dare my child even begin to lower his body to the ground? believe me, it would never, ever, ever happen. I mean, maybe I am blessed to have like disciplined him or have a conversation, understanding from a very young age. But I pray to God, child 2 and 3, God willing, inshallah, are just as great, and I have the skills innate in me.
Yeah.
But I watch kids' behaviors, and I'm like, no way in hell. How is this parent allowing it? Like, they're just so passive.
They're just cool. They're cool with it. Like, I will never understand.
But that's the same kid that'll be like, F you, mum.
Oh, let's not, mate. That there, mad. If I said to my mum, oh my gosh.
Listen, I saw it happen once, and I'm like,
You know,
I wanted to discipline the child for the
yeah, it was. Oh my god. No, there's one I saw on the bus. This was this went around Instagram or Twitter as well. The woman's on the bus talking to her son, and she's like talking to him like in a certain way, like everyone's watching, and the black woman slapped her son on the bus. I think it was bad at school, whatever. But the thing is, yeah, he was rude. He thought, whatever, discipline him on the bus, whatever. But the bus was packed. No one said nothing. This one woman said something. White woman. You shouldn't do that to your son. Who told her to get involved? Oh, mate. She looked at her like, what would you say? It was crazy. But, I mean, I'm not saying you can't beat your kids, but at the same time, you can't get involved, though. You can't. I mean, you want to, but you can't.
But you don't know what he said to the point to generate
like,
that level of smoke.
The woman said, don't do that. The woman said, you shouldn't beat your son.
But then at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. There are some people who do not know how to communicate with their kids,
100%.
and all they know how to do is just throw out licks.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just like your child is gonna grow to hate you. Like it will destroy my soul to know that my child despises me, resents me, or hates me. So for me, no way in hell. But there are some people who, through generation, all they know how to do is throw out licks for free. Like, you know, I'll give you a lick before you go to school just in case you misbehave later.
Listen,
long thing.
I got beaten for fun, bruv.
I got beaten for fun. I got to choose different instruments.
I got beaten for fun. Listen, mum said, go and get the thing.
Yeah. Which thing today?
Exactly. Yeah.
What's on the menu?
And don't get the wrong thing either.
That sounds like, you know when you're in the end and you see the films, grab the thing. Grab the thing.
And you know it's don't. And if you take long, she's coming for you with something else.
Whatever
extra.
It is on site on the way.
Straight. Listen, these kids now don't know what's going.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think my nan was like obviously grandparents historically are known to kind of be like a lot easier on the grandkids than they were on their kids.
Oh, you know that's a natural.
It's a natural thing. However,
I
pissed my nan off so much once. Yeah, I was sitting there. And she didn't even need to lick me. She just gone behind the back of my ear. 3, bruv, like that. But honestly, I had red marks there, bruv. I was crying.
Wait, on your neck or the back of your ear?
Here, bruv, here. But she had a long nail, bruv. So I think she scratched it up. But yeah, it hurt. And then she just goes...
She's a G, man.
And my nan... So like my mum's side of the family, obviously mixed Irish and English. So my nan is very like... My nan, it's mad, yeah. My nan's with the way my nan's grown up, she was born in like Northumberland, but moved to Wembley from a young age.
Okay.
So she's proper Wembley, like just council estate, kind of like just.
Ooh, anyone from Wembley watching this? I did not say this. Carry on.
What?
Council estate, proper. Like,
she was, bro. She was. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
And like, she just had old school language. She's just like, I'll clip you around the ear roll, and it's just like, bro. And it's a different thing, but she was the nicest person like ever. But don't get it twisted. So okay, her dad. I met her dad, my great granddad. I had the pleasure of knowing him for like a lot of my younger years. He was the most placid person with his great grandkids, which was us. But I remember one time I ran in. He used to sit in a chair. Man had cigars there or whatever it was. And back in them days, you could smoke inside, innit?
Yeah.
I was just smoking around the kids.
It used to be.
Yeah. And then like
casual,
I thought I had a water gun, and I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I went.
Brave.
Man just heard a, oi! Bruv, I was gone. I was crying. I went up to my mum.
Gonna tear you up.
Yeah, because I come back and he just gave me a look.
Yeah, bro.
But he couldn't really move like that. But he didn't need to.
But you know what the look was about.
Yeah,
it was long.
It was a long day for you, bro.
It was long. And then after like 20 minutes, because he's soft with the grat, he just started laughing off. It's okay.
Yeah, but if he caught you, he would have messed you up, bro.
But yeah, like I say to you, it's one of them. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think obviously discipline's different nowadays. I definitely think you don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to.
I genuinely thought wholeheartedly my son's gonna get licks.
Everyone says,
and I was looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Social services, if you're listening, please understand this comes from a cultural point of view. Like there's something about
100%.
getting licks that will help your child be obedient.
100%.
But it, yeah.
Like I thought obediency is linked to physical contact.
Can I be honest?
And it's really not.
Can I be honest? And
Go
this goes to a further thing, which
Mm.
might pull us away a bit. But in today's day and age now, this world we're in now,
Yeah.
where you can't call somebody
Everything's so politically correct.
everything's
and
politically correct. So
Police.
in this days and age, if you pull your child too quick, you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's a myth. It's a myth, and it will only get worse.
But I think we live in a time where even the kids will be willing to beat up their own parents. Like kids are getting wild these days. So for me, I don't think the solution to anything is through discipline, like
No,
or
it's
physical.
It's
Definitely.
not.
You
I
don't need
think
to.
there's certain ways that you just need to. What I will say to anyone that's about to become a parent or just became a parent, congratulations first of all. Secondly, it's like from day dot of you giving life to this person, you have to start embedding so much in them. You can't let certain things slide and go when they're older. No, because your child picks up. You have to lead by example. It's not do as I say, not as I do vibe, because kids pick up more on what you do than what you say.
100%.
So you can't be a hypocrite walking around. So for me, I had to check myself. I had to learn to be calmer. I had to learn to be more positive. I had to learn to channel my energy and not like turn all Hulk on him every 2 minutes, because that's my default setting on my sisters. Like everyone's gonna get it like verbally.
Wouldn't you worry, like, obviously your son gonna go out, have friends, and then friends gonna be bad people and make him mix up in certain things? So don't that worry you at times?
Listen, I'm at a point in my life right now, I swear to God, I'm thinking of leaving the UK.
Because of
Slow down.
Yeah, because I'm from the minute I knew I was carrying a boy,
yeah,
I knew what it came with. Because
100%.
I've seen people around me grow up. I've seen guys say, yeah, it's normal. It's just part of, like, we happen to dip in and out of situations because we can't avoid it. Growing up in certain ends, going on to certain places and crossing over certain people. It's just a situation where it got to be handled. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to raise my child to be this incredible human being for some dickhead to write him off or to put him into a situation where he loses his life. So I'd rather position him somewhere else and give him a better chance at life.
I feel like I feel like anywhere you go, that could be a thing.
If I move him, like, so if I move him to, let's say I go to the UAE, right, live out there, it's one of the safest countries. It's hella clean. It's a Muslim country. I don't know how Islamic it is, but it's a Muslim country nonetheless. English speaking as the first language, and it's mad modern. The most my son will experience is positive racism. Like, he might be the token black boy or the token mixed race kid, whatever you want to call it, and they'll be like, oh my God, you're so amazing, or like, why do you look different? But he'll never ever be caught up in physical crossfire of guns and knives and having to be traveling and disappearing for a few weeks and reappearing. Like, nah.
But wouldn't but say how can I put this? I say like say he's 15, 16. Would you give him a choice
Of what?
of if, like, obviously you're saying, you know what, son, this is too much, I can't deal with this, you're coming home, you're going abroad with me to live, or would you let, but if he's saying, mum, like, I've got everything here, why would I want to go?
Oh, because I'm your mum and we're doing this.
So you're not giving him a choice then, basically,
Nah, bro.
even though he's 16?
Nah. But I'm not waiting for him to be 16 to make a choice. Listen, I love London. London is my home. I'm born and raised here. I love everything about London.
Yeah.
From the little nitties in the street to the lovely restaurants on King Street.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, I love everything about London, the essence of it, the culture. I love being part of the culture. But I need to weigh out, especially the way things are going these days.
Yeah.
Like, my dissertation was about young boys being raised in the UK, London, specifically looking at young black boys as well, and like the statistics of things. There's no denying the way things are going right now. There's less fear and there's less respect towards one another. There's less boundaries. Like, back in the day, there'll be certain codes. Like, man can't rush another man when there's a mum's getting it too, fam.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting
there
it.
was that thing with the guy who had the clothing. Was it the clothing company? They ran into his house.
And they killed his mum, and everyone got it. It wasn't an Asian guy.
No, they killed him, but the mum got beaten up.
The mum got I don't know. My point is, there is no like standard or
no, I get what you mean.
The street code
no,
of,
it's true.
you know, if
it's
you
true.
see my guy, with my guy, we'll hold the fire or the beef till later. Nah, it's happening all the time, and there's no limits. Plus, there's influence of alcohol, influence of drugs, and there's peer pressures, and like, to me, obviously, like,
do you know what I think as well? Though, I'll be real with you. Yeah, like, me from when I was like my teenage era or even early adulthood, I would probably say the biggest influence. Obviously, there was gangs, but I would say then it was alcohol that fueled people, or like a lot of situations or things would be made out of a bad decision because they were drunk or this or they were.
I think that's a fraction of adults, but I think young kids gang culture.
Now it's different.
No, but I think back then it's
No,
always
back then
been gang
never,
culture.
It's just gang culture.
Yeah,
It's
gang
never-
culture.
it's
been
But
never
a thing.
yeah,
drinks.
but what I'm saying to you is that like even the gang culture, fighting and all this sort of thing, yeah, which I am massively against. Like even to a point.
I like the way you made a disclaimer. I am massively against gang culture and killing one another. Please, children, be safe.
No, like seriously, like to a point. Like I will look at certain places. If I go out, I will look at certain places, and if I know that place, for example, is known for trouble, I'm not putting myself in that situation.
Yeah, you got to analyse your setup before
I
you
analyse
step
the
in.
setup before I go.
Mhm.
Because why am I going to a place where, like, say for example, like for me, why am I going to a place where I know people are going to be drunk, they're going to fight, and I could be in a crossfire?
As much as you can handle yourself, you can't predict or
but I don't want to be
preempt
put
what
in that
person-
situation.
yeah.
Like I don't want to have to fight.
So I think to go back to the whole me ideally leaving the country,
Yeah.
that's just like a small percentage of me being able to do that. The reality is London is my home and it's my comfort.
It's difficult.
So I would have to raise my child if I'm staying in London. It's just to make the most I can do. Keep him in sports, keep him busy. Make sure I'm mindful of the circle of people. Hope that I've installed enough at home. But I know there's so many mums, and it's like when you watch the headlines, they're like, "But he's such a good boy. He's such a good boy." To be honest, probably I'll say 6 out of 10 times they're completely oblivious to the child's life. The amount of my boys who said to me, "Bro, I had money. I couldn't even park my car outside in front of my yard." Because my mum didn't know I had a car, like, because they were shotting so much and doing the most. And it's just like, but their mum was so oblivious. There was a little boy working in JD Sports who come home with some change, and that's it. But little does you know that my guy has the most and a car.
We was talking about this today, yeah. Obviously, I haven't. Again, I'm not. This is no spoilers for anyone. But obviously, Top Boy's just come out. No. There's no spoilers, Hebz. I promise. It's not a spoiler. Hebz, I promise you, it's not a spoiler. There was a scene, yeah, where they're outside a church and all of the lot from season 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a spoiler.
That's not a spoiler because you know they're in it. You know they're in it.
Bumblehole, but carry on.
It's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler, Hebz. Anyway, all the people, like all the young little kids who are doing the runners for Deshane and all these things, are all going to a community meeting for the council.
Okay.
And you see them with their parents sitting there, but obviously, like, this is the thing I just mentioned. You just mentioned. But they come out, and one of them goes like, "Have you seen my son? You know where my son is because you do this with him." No, I ain't see your son nowhere. And the other guy is standing with his mum, but also does runners for Deshane with these lot, and he's just like, "Nah, sorry, I haven't seen him." And the mum's going to him, "Have you seen him?" No, mum, I haven't seen him anywhere. I promise
that
you.
one's oblivious.
That one's oblivious.
But that's what I'm saying. So the reality is that when people go, "Oh, of course you know your son." Okay, there are some mothers who do know and they enable by covering. That's another issue I have with parenting. When you enable your child by hiding their whatever they've done wrong, you're covering it up. So basically, you're telling my guy, "I'm gonna help you this time." You think they're gonna learn, but all they're gonna do is go, "All right, cool. Mumsy's got me. Next time, I'll do something else." They get braver and braver.
You know what I hate? I'll be honest with you, and this is going back to it. So like, you see, like bullying, yeah. You see the parents that cover for their kids that bully.
That's what I'm saying. You're enabling. But that applies to everything. Listen. People, I joke about this, but I'm snitch 9 all the way. So if let's just say worst case scenario, this is back to parenting, right? And your child. So worst case scenario, my child starts going astray, and I've done everything within my means to keep him on the right track. He's come to me one day, said, "Mum, this is what's happened," and I've tried to help guide him and do whatever. But he's now reached a point where he's reckless. He don't care. He don't business what drama he's bringing to his door. Listen, I will snitch because I would rather you be alive, worst case in jail, than to be dead on these streets. Because if something was to happen today, tomorrow you're gone. Because people don't play about. People don't care. They don't pride their own lives, let alone your life. And if you don't pride yourself enough as my son, you don't respect yourself enough, you're not God-fearing enough, you don't respect me, why the hell am I going to think you're going to listen to me?
The streets is a lot deeper than that, and I'll tell you why. Because if
I know it is. Trust me.
You know. But I'm saying, like, unfortunately now, like, it's a cycle, yeah? And I don't think, for example, like now, young kids that are into this that might watch this now or are doing a madness
Yeah.
will look at this and go, oh, just another like a couple of people talking about this, and I'm still gonna go out and do whatever. And it might not be till they get older where they realise, right, like I can't do this anymore.
Look at how many guys now
Bro.
that are speaking, such as Tricky and
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
guys who been about that life,
Yeah.
who now are here going, do you know what? I wish I can just, even if I can just influence 2% of the guys I speak
Yeah.
to. But some men will never ever, these boys will never learn for
Yeah.
themselves. Sometimes we have to go through our actions
But-
and take L's.
Yeah,
But it's too
but
late,
you
it should be too
see
late
where
then.
the,
It's too
this
late.
is my problem. This is my problem with it. Yeah, the issue will never be fixed. These young people will grow up. Some of them, unfortunately, will die. Some of them will end up in prison, and some of them will reform, if you want to call it that.
Listen,
But then, in 20 years, you've got another group of kids.
and the
same
cycle
thing.
continues.
So my thing is the cycle starts. The cycle starts from when they're teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
But like, stop trying to like in their 20s. It'd be easier to help them, but change the mindset of people when they're 13, 12, 13,
But even when
14.
they're 12,
Yeah, but-
13, we can't change that. Sorry, Tom.
No, go on.
Because I'm not saying don't. Of course,
Yeah.
I if I can do for the rest of my life every single day trying to influence someone and change someone's life, I will continue to do so.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. I'm not losing nothing. If I can change even a fraction of their
Mm.
brain, that's cool.
Yeah.
But let's just say this 13-year-old that you're saying, oh, let's get to them early. You can't be there when you leave them. So let's just say he's a random guy that
Mm.
you go to a youth center and you give him a talk, or you constantly see him once a week, mentoring him. Unfortunately, there's only so much seed you can plant in his mind, because when you leave him and he goes back to ends and he sees my older guy and he's
Yeah.
living his best life, he's
Yeah.
like, no, I need to get to that
But
now.
do you know what? Do you know what it is though?
That was
School-
good. There you go.
Schools
Yeah, you
have
can't
got-
help it. You're tempted. You're tempted
know-
to the
Trust me.
easy option.
All right, schools have
100%.
got a bigger job to do. I'll tell you why. This is mad, yeah, because you see we're talking about this now. I had a conversation with someone this morning about this. I was at coaching. I was coaching the kids. A guy come that I met him today. Very blessed guy. His name was Chucky. He used to play football, QPR, all these clubs. He was watching his daughters like play, and we was sitting there and we was having a conversation for like 10 minutes. And he works in schools, so he works with 650 kids who, essentially, he looks at preventive measures to not get them excluded, but to basically
to keep
deal
them
with the
still,
problem, keep them in school.
nip it in about earlier.
Preventative measures, essentially.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
works
yeah.
with 650 kids. Now, 10, 15 years ago, there was no service like that. So hopefully now...
There are loads now happening,
Yeah.
and there's so many incredible men, especially who are actually going into schools, reaching out, doing workshops, doing like constant mentoring on the side, and I think that's incredible. And there are people. I think every single child has a conscience.
Sorry, go on.
Their stomach.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
yeah.
taking it in turns,
Bruv,
rotation, man.
That was
That was
mental.
mad. I
Sorry,
heard that
go on.
for the
Mine was
mic
going
before
Yeah,
earlier,
that was
so it's cool.
mad.
I need to be fed, but obviously you guys didn't bring no food, so it's fine.
Wow.
I'm already done with it.
I
No,
bought
go
them. But yeah, so there's I think every child has a conscience. Every single child has a level of fear. But when that fear is slowly when they start becoming desensitized to what they're seeing and feeling, that's when they don't listen to the elders. But when there's still bit of a subconscious and a fear and I worry about my mum and what she's gonna hear about, then that person listening to your conversation will listen to you because they're still vulnerable. But when you become so cold and hard-headed and that's it, this is just part of the system, this is part of my routine, I have to go through these moves, no matter what this guy sits down and speaks to you about, you'll never ever listen until you experience something for yourself. Because I feel like the minute you cross that line, you just feel like this is your lane and you just got to ride it out to the end.
Do you think like, okay, when it's like parenting as well, like you said, yeah, single parents,
Snitch 9.
But then do you think if they had a male model in the household, would it be any different? Would it help the son in a certain way?
So I think I always say it takes a whole village to raise a child.
Yeah.
You can never have enough male role models in your life. I feel there's not enough good male role models around, and that's the issue. The reason why there's some of the main reason I see, and I could be wrong, why there's lack of all those issues is because there's lack of fathers. And where are these fathers? Why are these men ghosting? Why are these men not able to become the man they should be and be present in the child's life, regardless of what happens between the mother and them? So there's an issue of absent fathers, which is resulting to this. So I don't feel that. I feel like when people ask this question, it's as if like a woman's chosen to have no men in their life.
No,
Where is that man
Yeah.
to start off with?
Do you know what's mad? You meant.
Go
go
on.
Don't need to say something.
No, go on.
No, literally how you say that, yeah, because so that's my situation now. Is me, my older brother, the one younger to me, all obviously have the same dad, and then my youngest brother has got a different dad. Our dad obviously died when we was young.
Mm-hmm.
We've grown up without a dad, unfortunately, and even before he died, my mum wasn't with him for 2 years, and I
Mhm.
probably saw him for a year, and then didn't see him for a year,
And then he passed.
and then he passed.
Yeah.
One of them things, he had a lot of problems. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But now, like my youngest brother, who's only in year 11, yeah, he's been around us, and there's times where it's just been he's got his mum and dad, but the role models, like my mum and his dad, don't have an understanding of like
What's happening?
going into high school now.
Yeah,
They've got
yeah,
no
yeah.
clue.
That's another issue.
So
There's a
so
massive
but they've
gap.
but my brother doesn't go, to comparison to the school I went to. My brother's school isn't that bad. My school was a bit like rough. So like one
Are
of them.
you effectively his mentor? To an
I try
extent?
to be, but it's a thing of my brother's at that age where he's like, sometimes he'll listen, and other times he'll just be like, "Oh, fuck off, man."
But kids
like,
will be kids.
Yeah, and it is
You
what it
can't
is, and
change
we
that.
argue, and like he'll say stuff like he'll try and banter with me, and he thinks at that age now we go, "I'll punch you up," and I'm just like, "Shut up, bruv, like you're being stupid." But we have banter, but my thing is because I grew up without a dad for so long,
Yeah.
I have a lot to pass on to him that I can show and tell him that my mum and his dad can't, because then they didn't grow up.
So I think also just to
Brothers
say,
are important, is what I was trying
brother,
to get
no,
to. Yeah.
that's true. Like as many male representatives you can get in your family, your community, whatever it is. It's just making sure they're good men, or whether they're reformed and they've got the stories to tell, whatever it is. I don't know, whether you're a little neek that's never done anything wrong, that's also okay. Do you know what I mean? Like it's they can learn from different things, like financial skills, whatever it is. But what I will say is, when you grow out without a father, it goes either or. So if you have no male role models at all, you either thrive to be a better man than the father was. Your father, let's say your father disappeared as opposed to passed away. You either don't want to be your father and you've chosen to be the best man possible, and you're thriving for it. You're looking for that everywhere, whether it's in the films, whether it's in a podcast you listen to, a book you're reading, your teacher. You're trying to find that man that you aspire to be, and everything that your dad wasn't. Or you start falling into the cycle of somewhat becoming your father subconsciously, because you're now just sort of picking up what you see. You're listening to your mum and maybe how she talks about your father. I don't talk negativity about my son's father.
Do you have a relationship, if you don't mind?
We're amicable. We're amicable. But my son, what I can say is my son worships him, like in the sense of like he's in his eyes the best father ever. I don't necessarily rate him as much, but I know for a fact that I will never taint his vision of his dad for as long as my son is young enough and not wise enough. Because as soon as he gets older, I don't need to say nothing. He'll see it for himself. So even when he lets him down, he'll never know he's let him down. I'll just say, "Oh, got the dates wrong," or did whatever. Financially not providing, that's fine, my G. I'll get a pay rise, but you can still see your child. I'll never deprive my child from your energy, and I'll never ever mess up a man's male mental health.
That's mad.
Because of how I'm feeling. If you're thinking it's cool not to provide for your child, but you're physically present, I'll take it. And one day you have to answer to your child.
100%.
But I say this to say, like, I want to make sure, like, people understand, just because you don't have obviously it's important to have male role models. I do not say a woman should do it by herself and she can do it by herself. No, there's so much a man gives to both his daughters and to his sons more so that is required. But there's also a lot of men who are in a marriage or in a relationship who aren't useful as men. They're physically present, but they're not mentally present. They're not spiritually present. They're not. They're just existing, and that's not a role model.
A good example of it is the family out of Top Boy, Jamie, and the two brothers he's got, where his parents died, and he's on the road, but he's
there we go.
doing. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But he's trying to do what he does for them, and in his eyes, he believes everything he's doing is for his brothers.
It's for the sake of his family.
And
but that's all you know.
Yeah, that's all he knows.
That's true, but it's mad. Same, like now you saying that. Even Harry said the same thing. Yeah, when they say, "Oh, you get raised by good people," and you do opposite, that do bad things, but it's a thing where, like, if you have nothing going for you and you're looking after your family,
Yeah.
you will do anything
Yeah,
but then-
in the power to look after
exactly.
your family.
And the
Like,
thing, sorry,
I know it sounds bad,
No, go
but
for
you
it.
do anything.
yeah, but that's the thing.
regardless.
And the
It's
thing is as
survival.
well, he's on that vibe of I know it's a program, but the story and that
Some of
family.
it's real, man.
Sorry,
It's
A lot of it's
It's
real.
real.
A lot of people
a
can
lot of
resonate
it's no,
with
it's
it.
real, but you know what
I
I
get
mean.
what
I'm
you mean. It's
talking
not
about the story.
literally, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But obviously Jamie in the story wants the best for his kid. He doesn't want them on the road. He wants his brother going to uni. He wants his other brother to finish school, do well, waking up early every day, making sure they have the morals at home, the cooking, cleaning. And unfortunately, he goes, I have taken the task of I need to provide. This is the only way I know how to do it or can do it at that moment in time.
That's it, bro.
And I'm going to have to do it. But you lot don't ever get involved in what I do. I'm
But
doing it so you don't have to.
unfortunately, that's not going to work out the way it is because if the kids are, if the siblings are aware of what he's doing,
Yeah.
then and how quickly he's making and raising those funds, then there's a hint of desire and also the glamorization behind media, whether it's social media, whether it's music videos. There's a certain desire there to want to be, and like it's cool to an extent. Do you know what I mean? And let's face it, as kids, we want to fit in, and if fitting in is having a strap, if fitting in is then it will cross your mind at some point. Rah, should I be doing this? But when you have your older sibling doing it, but telling me don't do what I say. I mean, don't do what I do. Just do as I say. That's not okay.
It's not, but at the same
It's
time,
not,
but
I'm your guardian. I'm looking after you, so don't watch what I do in it. I'm providing for you regardless.
But then they also go, okay, well, if he's doing that, surely I can do the same.
No, because I'm telling you not to do that.
It depends
But
how
why
much.
am I listening to you when
Because
you're a
I'm-
hypocrite? You're a
Yeah,
hypocrite.
okay, I'm a hypocrite, but at the same time, don't follow me. I'm helping you out. I'm looking after you regardless.
You're a
innit?
hypocrite.
No, it's
I'm
not.
not calling you. I'm saying that's my response.
Yeah, I know,
as a
but
child. I'm saying, but you're a hypocrite. Why can't man do the same as you're doing?
because
I'm doing it so you don't have to do it.
Yeah, I'm doing. I'm doing it
That's
because you don't have
stupid. 'Cause
to.
you can get another job.
Yeah, but it's
But
not
is
easy
it that
as that.
simple?
It's not easy as that.
Become an
though.
Uber driver. Man can drive from
It's not
to drop
easy.
drop
I
offs
hear
to
that,
drop
but
offs to
then-
drop
Yeah, but
offs.
when you're doing the life and you're in it, I think it's difficult.
It's difficult, man.
I get that, and
Do you
then
get what I
but the
mean?
reality is when we look back and you've spoken to people, I've spoken to people
Yeah.
who've been there, done that,
Yeah.
and the outcome's always the same. You're either dead in jail or the one who managed to get away and keep their head down and become
Do you know what?
reformed. And then there's ones that will forever be stuck in the game until unfortunately they are also dead.
Do you know what? I've grown
Yeah.
up, and the people like that won't mind me saying this, but I've grown. I know people from where I've lived who have been, doing stuff like that at one point, and now they're not, and so I've seen it on the positive side where people have stopped and come out and.
Listen, I've met guys who I'm like, I'm so glad I met you at this part of your life. If I'd met you 5-10 years ago, I would want nothing to do with you. And that's real talk. Like, people have said to me, oh, so why would you like judge someone for whatever? I was like, I worked so hard to stay on the straight and narrow. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been tempted by quick money in other places. As a woman, there's so many options that you can also make money. And it's just like, I've always said, no, my morals are the way they are. So for me, if I met someone who's on their hustle and grind and the unhalal money, as I'd call it, I have no interest because, mind you, I've been working hard. I've been working hard to get promotion after promotion after promotion. Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck in I'm working for a man
100%.
and I'm stuck in the
It's
system.
the same, yeah.
Cool, but I can sleep at night.
Yeah.
And I'm cool.
yeah.
And
And
I
you
want...
don't have to look over your shoulder at all.
That's what I'm saying.
have
The
to
most
at
is
all.
like TV license. That
Yeah,
best.
it's actually
Sometimes
true.
maybe.
You
It's
know what it
true.
is? It's like, yeah,
So
it's like,
true, man.
it's one of them things, yeah. You go to bed every night, and if tomorrow, like, I could say to myself, yeah, I could rob a bank and have bare money, more money than what I've earned, but
For the rest
long
of your
term,
life.
it's just risky.
Yeah,
the
Okay,
risk.
okay. So on my old podcast, it never got released, right? This is to flip it on a woman's perspective of this top boy vibe, of the hustles. This woman said to me, we interviewed her, and I think it wasn't released because I think the way I sort of addressed her, she didn't feel comfortable. She is an escort and she does a lot of TV, online, whatever, and she makes hella money. And her reason was, I got into this because I was a single mother and I was about to be evicted. I said, that's not an excuse, my dear. Are you right there?
Yeah, sorry,
There's some crazy vibrations happening in your ear.
bruv. Finished. Gone.
I said to her, okay, so you're a single mother. I'm like, how old's your child? At the time, my child and her child are the same age. I went, yeah, same. Snap. And she's like, yeah, but I was financially yeah, snap. Oh, I was like, hi. I said, but what did I do? I just went and got another job. I said that's not an excuse. If you're gonna say you enjoy it, that's fine. But I think any person that says I had to hustle, I had to sell my body, I had to start shotting. No, you chose to do that because you felt
I hear
that
what
will
you're
give
saying.
Let me land that no, because
Go on. You're landing.
because
Go on.
let's just say, oh, I'm about to be evicted. Do you know what? You're part of a housing association or a council. You knew when you're being evicted from months ago. You had an option to go and speak to someone, get help. You had an option to get someone a hostel. You had an option to do whatever. Someone could have written off your debt. There's so many options for you to say that was my only option. This is a choice, my dear. Everything you do in life is a choice. I fucked up in the past. It's my choice. I can't be like, oh no, but you know the way everything was set up, I felt like I had no choice. We all have choices. We make bad decisions, we make good decisions, but we just justify our behavior to make ourselves feel better.
Mate, I tell you.
So I don't believe that someone is forced to do anything unless someone's physically trying to put a gun to your head going, bro, if you don't do this, your mum's going to get it.
100%, that's the only way.
Do you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And what else are you going to do? You're going to start snitching on a whole system? Nah. I'll snitch to save my child. That's about it.
Yeah.
Snitch 9 all the way. Tell me your secrets. I got you.
What?
Yeah. That is actually crazy. So she said she had to do. She didn't have to do that.
She was like, but then she's like, oh, but then it makes sense. I made this much money. I was able to clear my debt. I'm like, baby girl, I'm paying in installments. My gas, my electric. I had to do that for the first year of being divorced. I had to deal with it because what am I gonna do? Lose my home? Listen, if it meant that all my money that I earned went to roofing my child and clothing him, and I had nothing else socially, I'm cool.
I like that. Cause not every parent's like that.
I had no money. I don't get anything done. I do my own hair. I do my own whatever because I am humbled by my situation. I can cry about it, but I'm not going to resort to anything else.
But that comes on to a very important point as well, because like people that are watching need to understand as well. Like for me, and like, this is the biggest bugbear I've got here, is people will sit there and go like to us, oh, you must be making like loads of money from it, and I'm like, bruv, I'm just as broke as you lot. I'm just here making podcasts.
Everyone could be potentially earning hella.
Everyone could be potentially.
But it's about how much you're willing to.
Exactly, but how much you put in and invest in, and I think that it definitely goes down to the thing is everyone has a choice.
100%.
And I think even like I know it's kind of taking it away, but relating it to this podcasting, yeah, you have a choice in how much. I know enough man who say I'm going to start a podcast or I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. If you're willing to put hundreds and hundreds of pounds in, because it is hundreds and hundreds of pounds and hours and time, then yeah, do it like we have. I'll be real with you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, everyone's got a choice. I think, yeah, I agree with that statement you made. I get it.
That one is.
The problem is that guest that you had was. When you're saying same, you can't argue with that
because I don't find it. I can't justify any woman that says I've had to strip.
Is that from a place?
No, but if you have daddy issues, okay, that's okay. I withdraw that statement. If you have issues that has made you over sexualize yourself, and like there's deeper, like certain girls. What was I listening to? Chizzo's podcast with the 90s baby, the 90s. Oh my god, the 90s Babies show, guys. What are they called? The 90s Babies. Yeah. Anyways, they were on a podcast together in Chizzo's yard, and they were talking about how like certain girls, they'll do things with them, like not them personally, talking about stories in school, high school, and how girls in secondary school, some girls will do trains in it where like guys will, yeah. It's like, but you don't know how happy this girl is. You don't know whether she's got issues at home. And like so when you deep on a sense of girls that women that are strippers or they're escorts or whatever. Maybe they're going through stuff mentally and this is the only way to release. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like that I understand. But for you to go, I had no choice but to, nah. If you're overly sexual and somehow you've channeled your energy that way, I'm not one to make judgment. You're going through your stuff and whatever. Like, do what you got to do. But when you said I was forced to do this or I had no choice but to, nah, you had a choice to stay in a room with just you and your child and God. Because you live in a country where there'll always be something. There'll be benefits. We're not living in America where if you get shot, you're not taken to the hospital until you've shown insurance or paid up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we've got people abusing the system here. So I'm talking about the fact that we live in a situation where you'll never go without food, and you never be without shelter. Even if you're stuck in a shitty hostel, you will never be without. So don't ever say that you had to. say I felt that this was the best option for me to help make quick money because I have a certain lifestyle to maintain.
Yeah.
My G, go ahead and do so. That's your choice. Certain people cuss me for this. I don't care. My morals are my morals.
That's what
I
I'm
ain't
saying.
perfect, but there's just certain things I can't run on me.
It is what it is.
Trust me, if I had no morals, I would be sitting on good money right now.
Yeah.
It makes you think. It actually makes you think, though.
But the opportunities I've had to turn down because my moral compass don't allow it.
That's
you
that's
disclose
actually
any of
actually mad.
Would you disclose any of them?
I've had guys offer money,
For your foot?
Just to,
allowances. I've had guys tell me, "Oh, if you just send me pictures of your feet." Nope. Stuff to do with my body, stuff to do with like certain topics you want to talk about, certain podcasts I could have jumped on and been a panel on, but it doesn't
podcast.
Yeah, it doesn't serve me enough, and I won't.
What that would have affected, that would have benefited you financially.
So it would have benefited me maybe with branding,
Okay.
but it wouldn't have benefited me as far as my morals and who I am and what I stand for. So I was speaking to Tricky the other day. He called me and he was like, "Hebz, whatever you do, don't sell out on who you are." I said, "My G, I'm a whole grown woman. If I was going to sell out, I would have done it time ago. I'm very consistently who I am unapologetically. So for me, I will continue to have the same narratives, have the same messages. I might come across as not the typical women's podcast, or, you know, I'm not talking about the typical bait, like clout stuff. I'm not about that. But I will stay true to myself for as long as I can. And I pray to God I continue to stay true to myself. Even if it leaves me content and not hella rich, that's cool. My conscience is fine. So I'm good.
That's actually fucking hell.
How many people you think? It's mad how who you think sell out as well.
Nah, trust me, it's quick money. I've had so many guys go, "Can I fly you out?" Nope.
That's
No.
mental,
No, but I
you
mean
know?
just mental. But I
That's
mean, like,
mental.
it's mad. What I'm saying is it's mad how many people like Tricky was saying to you, with this, all of this sell out, like their morals go.
I don't even think it's morals. I think that people just get too comfortable and familiar, and they forget the cameras are on, and they're just surrounded by similar energy.
Do you know
so
who's
they just
never
bounce
changed?
off it.
Do you know who's never changed? Like these, that's what I'm saying to you. Like these man that I grew up watching have never changed. Like Poet's always been the same.
Yeah.
That guy's never sold out. He knew his value. That's why he bounced from the.
But I'll tell you what, though, I feel like for men, there's room for you to sort of be free.
What do you mean?
Like, you can talk about sex, you can talk about like your
I
past,
think
you can talk about anything. Women, when they talk, I've sat with guys, said to them, "Listen, if I said this, what would you think? That you belong to the streets?" I can't be talking about body count. I can't be talking about sexual positions that I want. I can't be doing none of that. Whereas you man will talk about it, you get spud, and one goes side DM and go, "Oh, side eye." Like, there's no credit lost for you. As a woman, credit is lost. So for me, I can't jump on certain podcasts, talk about certain crowd, because for what? I'm not going to be boxed, I'm not going to be written off, and I'm not going to be like generalized. Obviously, people are going to say what they want to say. Like, abuse will be abused regardless. Yeah. But I know who I am, and I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah,
so,
I hear that. That's it.
Even if I'm sipping on some Vimto for the rest of my life. I haven't had Vimto in time, but sometimes we get to that water dilution situation. It's what it is.
That's it.
That's mad.
But, you know, hopefully I'll find a rich guy instead, and everything will be great.
Yeah.
Big hands.
Any messages to your husband before we go?
I mean, we all meant to, like, you were talking earlier about who my idol husband was, and
any messages to your 6'7"
6'7"
basketball playing,
big hands,
beard looking,
big
hands,
yeah, bro,
bigger than my hands, please. All
skinny or fitted jeans.
They have to work out.
Okay,
so they have to work out.
Gym man. Any message to that guy?
Do you know why they have to work out though?
So they can lift you up.
And that too.
Bullet. Go on. Yeah. Why you work out?
I want to know that they're looking after themselves. They care about their well-being, their mental and their physical. So if you have no desire to play a sport, go play football, basketball, your boys, you have no desire to go to the gym. To me, it's like, where are you releasing like your stresses? Besides in the bedroom. No, but as in, I feel like you gotta have your space. I gotta have my space. But also, when you go to the gym, you're releasing the next level of in your focus and your discipline, and you're valuing your body and your mindset. There's only so much exercising you could be doing, but you could
be doing gym work on you though. What's wrong with that?
on me.
You know what I mean? Like
exercise.
Yeah, he
I
could
said
be
there's
doing.
only so much exercise.
Yeah,
we
but
can be
he's
doing.
on the. But that's his workout. He's
Nah, brother, I'm going to the gym and we're
yeah,
doing this
okay.
as
And
well.
after he's
We're both
doing-
going to be feeling the pains together.
Yeah, but he's trying. But exactly when
Work
he's.
out together as a couple. Goals.
Say no more.
But on that note, guys, I'm so sorry. I've been asked like by several guys if I can work out with them. I don't work out with guys. I don't work out with guys.
Why,
I don't
why?
work out with guys.
Why?
I understand some guys are athletes and nutritionists and proper serious PTs. I only work out with women. So gym is my me time, my space, my energy, my alone time, my disconnect, and I will work out with women to motivate them, to encourage them, to whatever, to uplift them.
Mm-hmm.
But I will never work out with a guy. I will work out. The only person I will work out with is. I'm waiting for you guys to answer.
Your husband.
Your husband.
Ah, there we go.
I gave you these fingers. Not even these fingers. I gave you these fingers.
It's like the owl hand. It's like the owl hand picture.
Your husband, yeah.
That one.
The only man I'll work out with is my husband.
Yeah.
And that's goals for me. So it's no disrespect to a guy. It's not because I think you're a sleazeball or I think some small like 5% of you guys are. But the rest of you are legitimate guys who see me work really hard and like, Hebz, I really want to work out with you. Let's do a session. Let's bring it. I'm like, gee, I'm sorry.
But
and
if that guy who slides in your DM is Muslim and got everything, what about that? What then?
yeah, become my husband. We'll work out.
Say no more.
That's fine. We'll do that.
Say nada. Okay.
I'd love to work out with you and on you. But that's
wow.
when we get married.
On that note, that's,
this
there
has
any ducks in
been.
this game? Okay, cool.
As always, Hebz, you're actually not a guest today because I feel like you're just part of the furniture.
I am.
So shout
I'll
your
take
socials
that.
out, please.
You can follow me in I am Hebz with a Z on Instagram, MommaHebz on YouTube, and yeah, I think that's it. I got a podcast called GrowingupBritish.h, which is with 2 H's ish, because you're not really British unless you're white. And that's a MommaHebz YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple, the works.
Follow the socials, Waffletop podcast for Anchor and Spotify. Apple coming soon. I keep saying this every week, but
Apple.
it is coming. Apple, you know Apple Podcast.
You're not on it?
We can't be on it at the moment.
No, don't say we like it was me. It was you, bro.
Early episodes back in the day restructed us when our
Restricted
podcast.
What were you guys talking
Whoa!
about?
Can you
Hold
say
on, we got
him?
tired, but like,
No, it was
we
him.
haven't. No,
It was
it
him.
weren't me though. It was bruv, Femi and Nathan were on
It
it.
was yeah. And what's your point? Who? But
shout
who
out
was
to
crud
Femi
though?
and Nathan.
We
Well,
was. No. I'm saying that. No, Donny. What I'm saying is the topic that we spoke about was
you lot
crud.
spoke about.
All right, cool. It was
Can you
crud.
say it without saying it?
I'll tell you off camera.
What?
I feel
No,
like everyone else wants
can't.
to know.
Bullets.
But back then, they got all I can say is their guidelines back then were very strict on the swearing and references that we was
Oh,
using.
you use the C word.
Listen. C
No.
word. They
See
won't
you
even
next
see.
Tuesday.
Nah, man.
A, B, C,
What was
D,
the-
E,
you know what was-
Stop me at the letter.
nah,
A, B,
listen.
C, D,
Nah, it
E,
wasn't even
F,
swearing,
We'll tell you
brother.
afterwards.
It
Anyway,
wasn't even swearing. It was-
Waffletop PC
it
for
was-
Instagram.
L,
We've been your
M, N,
hosts. All three of us have been your
R,
hosts. You get me?
S, T,
So yeah,
V,
and catch you
W,
soon.
X,
Make sure
Y,
you watch,
S,
like, share, and
A.
subscribe. In a bit.
Cool.